Hey everybody, Tony here. Back at it. We are on to turn three. One thing that was brought up, and I totally forgot, and this is what happens when you get multiple systems going on here, was that I have a 12 hex distance. Not distance, but 12 hexes for spotting. And when you do the offboard artillery, it has to be done by a leader. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So all this stuff that we did here, which I don't even see anymore, would not have counted. Oh, there it is. So that leader getting disrupted would not have counted because basically nobody could see him in this case. So I've corrected that. I'm not going to do any more with anything else on that. So we're just going to go ahead and move forward with it and do the best we can and move forward and on to turn three. Okay, we'll get moving on to that. One other thing that as I was reading through the rules, I realized when this truck got demoralized, or when this truck got demoralized right here, it actually would have automatically unloaded the infantry right away, and then that would also be demoralized, but they are unloaded. So that's why they're going to go on top, because they are unloaded. So that's another thing. Once it gets destroyed, or once it takes disruption or demoralized, the units automatically get ejected out. So that was one of those rules that I also wanted to cool. So let's go ahead and move on to turn three, and we can go from there. Now, since the mistakes have been gone through and I've gone through everything on this, it is time to get started. So the first thing we have to do is to go for the initiative. So let's go ahead and roll there. So we have the Slovaks in the blue and the Soviets in the black. So the Slovaks in the blue have a 6 plus 3. So that's 9. 9 to 2. The difference is 6 divided by 2. So Slovaks are going to get 3 activations. Now, that'll be interesting because they're going to get 3 activations before the Soviets get even 1. So that's going to be interesting. So I think first thing what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to try to we're going to roll to see if we can undemoralize these, at least the infantry on this one. The leader is not so demoralized. So what we need to do, the morale is 7 because they're not done on 2d6. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to move the dice tower in a little bit more here. So we need a 7. And we got a 10. So they're demoralized. And they failed again. So with this, once you fail... Oh, and plus it's a... you need to attempt to recover, flee. So they will need to flee with that. So they can move back into here. They're still demoralized, but now they can't be seen. because you have to basically be on top. They're no longer out of there. And I'm going to have the leader go ahead and flee with them. No reason to keep him there. Now, the truck also, of course, the truck gets a 7, but it is a -1 on the morale, so that's a 6. So he also needs to flee as well. And if I remember right, I don't think the trucks can go in the woods. Oh no, motorized, it is 5 movement points. So he can also move in there. So basically, first activation was not good because they had to flee. Luckily, there was a leader with them, so they could flee back. So that works out pretty well. Okay, so that's first activation. Second activation, what we're going to do is, since we're worried about the bombardment, we're going to go ahead and unload these 2 units. So we have an anti-tank gun, which unfortunately can't be moved, but it does have a range of 6 for the anti-tank part and a range of 3 for the gun. Um, Actually, we're going to go ahead. Never mind. We're going to keep this one unlimbered, or limbered, but we're going to move. We're going to move him up there. This guy is going to get out, and unfortunately, that's as far as he can go right now because of the leader. Or do I want to? You know what? Let's go ahead. We're going to keep these in here, and what they're going to stay in them. Never mind. But we are going to activate them so we can keep them. We're going to throw them in the woods right there so they can't be seen. Because you have to be basically, is it adjacent? I think it's adjacent or within 2 hex. Okay, woods. It's limiting terrain. So limiting terrain is 3 hexes to be spotted. They are 4 hex. Well, this is 3. Yeah, that's 3. So they still could be, but they would get the woods as a help on that one. Now, if it's heavy woods, which I don't think it is heavy woods, I think it's just woods. That would be prohibited if it's heavy woods. So I think it's just woods. So limiting terrain, you would have 3. So now that's activating the leader that was there. So that's just 1 activation. I forgot about that. That's just 1 activation. So he is done as well. Okay, that's 1 activation. Now we're looking at 2. Now, if I move here, this guy can. He can nail me. I'm just thinking the best way to do this because I get 2 more activations. I want to be smart about these activations. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll go ahead and activate. Yeah, I'm going to activate these T-35s, and then we're going to go. So he can go. That's basically 2. Let's see. Where's my little? I made a little chart here. So that's 1 1/3, 2 1/3, and then we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and overrun. We're going to try to do an overrun. Okay, so overruns are optional rolls, and I'm not going to go into that because I'm just trying. So we're just going to bring these guys. So we're just trying to bring these guys next to these guys here. So, but they do have an opportunity fire. Um, so let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and do opportunity fire for them. So that way, we have that capability. So we might as well do the opportunity fire. So that's going to be a direct fire. Now, the direct fire, yeah. Well, we have 13. So that'll be on the 11. So now let's take a look at the column shifts here. -2 target contains entrenched. Nope. -2 if the target is in town woods. Heavy. Nope. The target is not. No. Nope. No. Nope. +1 if it occupies swamp rice, but nope. No. -1 if target's 3 more away. Nope. +1 opportunity versus personnel. Nope. +1 if target contains 3 combat units. Nope. It's only 1. +2 if target is adjacent to all firing units. Yes, so it's +2. So that'll go up to the 22. Basically, what I'm going to do is hopefully we can. So that'll go up to the 22. Basically, I need to roll a 2 or a 12 in this case, because a 2 or a 12 will give me a 2x, because armors don't. Personnel direct fire going against armor does not help it. Yeah. So we're gonna go from an 11 up to a 22. Yep. Well, I could do an X. Okay, so I got to roll low or really high. An 8 is an M, and an M. All units without armor values in target hex morale. So that was opportunity fire number 1. Now these guys can do a second opportunity fire if somebody else moves in. They had some opportunity fire markers, but I cannot find them. Okay. Anyways. Oh, here we go. Opportunity fire 1. Okay, so these got an opportunity fire on 1. Okay, and then these guys are going to go again. So if we do 4 hexes, that's 3 2/3. And then movement for clear terrain for mech is 3 2/3, and that has 7. So basically, I have 3 left. So I'm going to go this. That will take care of that one. Oh, by the way, I got to mark these as fired and moved as well. And then this guy right here is going to go here. Also. And this guy's going to take his last opportunity fire for that one, because he's basically surrounded. So he's going to take his last fire opportunity. Again, need to roll really high or really low. 10. Ooh, that might be something, because it's going to be on 22. A 10. Just close. So I needed a 2, 3, 4, 11, or 12, an M2. So unfortunately, they don't take morale checks against that type of fire. So that's 2 activations. Now I'm up to a 3rd activation. And I think let's go ahead and Popovnik. We're going to go ahead and activate them and move them. Now they're wheeled, so they're motorized. On clear, it's 2. So we're going to go 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2, 4, 6. So there, 4, 6, and 8. Oh. So basically move those guys up there. Okay, so that's 3. So let me mark those guys as well so I know that they're all done. Now it is now that's 3 activations. So now we are on to the Soviets' turn. And they're going to send now they can do this. They're going to send their bombardment. So they're going to send, let's say they're going to send 30 into this one. So 30 bombardment. Let me grab the bombardment chart here. 30 bombardment, which is 30, so that's cool. It will be so this target 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's definitely there. So okay, so it's definitely there. +1 truck loaded prime mover. Yep, so it's +1, so it goes up to 42. So this is not going to be good, but 42. What do we got here? We got an 8 on a 42, which is an M1. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the leader here. That's an 8, so it needs a 7 or less, and gets a 6. So that's fine. And now the truck needs a 6 or less. Got a 4, so he's fine. Okay, so that bombardment wasn't as effective as it could have been. So now back to the Slovaks. We're going to activate these guys right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys are now also fired. Now, as we see here, we could opportunity fire, but what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and activate the Soviets, and we're going to activate this leader right here, and these guys are going to move back here, and these guys are going to move back here, and that's all they're going to do. That does put them up a level, or +20, so they technically could see over that, but they are moved and taken care of. Now, what's interesting is that leader can still spot if it wanted to. Okay. I'm going to get some lighting differences here, I think. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Okay, back to the Slovaks, which they're coming over here. And again, as I found out, bombardment doesn't work that well. But I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these, which is the whole bunch here. And we're going to move them up. So again, they're motorized. They have a movement of 8. So they can go 6. Oh, 8 can go 11 hexes. Yeah. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. This is as far as I want to go right now, because he's moved and fired. But what he wants to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So This leader, oh, now it's, so now it is the Soviets' turn. And that leader sees this stat coming up and is like, oh, let's call in artillery. So he's got an 18 left for bombardment. So we are going to do that. And basically, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 bombardment. They must have not gotten news from those guys because they were bombed. So 16, but they do get, is it +1? +1. Yep. They do get +1 for that 16. So it's on the 21. So we're going to roll on the 21 here. And, oh, they get a 12. 12 on the 21 is, okay. Let's see here. 1 step lost from a combat unit in the hex except a closed top. And 1 step lost to a non-APC unit transport in hex. Only player decides. Okay. So we start off with that. And then we have to take a -2 check. Okay. So basically what happens is the leader is fine. Well, we'll see what happens. But one of these trucks goes away. It's destroyed. And let's see, what do we have here? Yeah, so these guys got turned upside down. So this one and that one, and then the leader as well. So the leader, I got to take an M2 check on everything else. Leader is a 9, so it goes down to a 7, and he gets a 6. So the leader is fine. The half squad, or half platoon, I guess, the reduced platoon, is down to a 6 now, -2, so 4. So he got a 5. So he is just going to be disrupted. Let's see here. Let's see what's going to happen. The truck is a 7 -2, so 5 or less, and gets an 8. That is 3 more. Okay, so as we found out, they automatically get unloaded, and they are, because that's 3 or more. Yeah, that's a smoke on the back of that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So they are demoralized. And this last one again is, again, 5 or less. And they got a 6. So they're just going to be disrupted. And since they're disrupted, these guys get kicked out. But they are also disrupted as well. So the leader is not disrupted. The leader survived. The Porosik. This. Okay, so that was pretty massive of an 18 bombardment. Now, and that's all their artillery, but this guy still has this nice little 8 bombardment that he could send in on that one. But what we're going to do first is we're going to send our bombardment of 30. The Slovaks are going to send their bombardment of 30 up here. So that's their activation is going to be that one. So with that 30. Okay, let's see here. Target contains town or entrenchments. Nope. Target. Nope. Target is dug in. Nope. Target is mortar anti-aircraft gun. Nope. Because it's a leader with a squad -1 friendly fire. Nope. Target is not a loaded truck. Target hex is fired on when spotting range 1 or 2. Nope. Fire suffers from no. That's optional. It's optional. Nope. Nope. No. Nope. So it's just a straight on the 30. Let's see what happens. So now, straight on a 30. Here we go. Oh, that's. Oh yeah, I've got it right there. Okay, here we go. Straight on a 30. So you can see the die roll. Ooh, an 11 on the 30 is an X. Woo! Now what that means is this guy is reduced. Oh, there is no second step for that one. This guy is gone. Oh, and it's also an artillery, or not artillery. Yeah, this guy's gone. So that is a unit loss there. So the Soviets lost that one, and this leader, although good, a good unit here is a 10 minus 2 because he had to take an M2 check. Everybody's got to take an M2 check in the X. He got a 9, so he is disrupted. Okay. So that was a very effective artillery punch there. So that leader's like, ha, we got you. Now, back to the Soviets here. Let's see here. As a disrupted, a leader can spot. So a disrupted leader may spot. So what he is going to do is he's going to spot for this unit right here. That's going to spot for right here. He's got it 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So he's within range. Oh, yeah, he is within range. God, getting rid of that anti-tank gun was huge. It was just huge. Okay, sorry. So 10 on the bombardment. And not loaded truck anymore. Because they're all... I think that's it. Yeah. So 2 on the... It'll be the 8. So we need to roll really high or really low. And we rolled an 11 on an 8 is a morale check. So we got to go through this all again now. At least it's not a morale plus 2 or anything like that. So let's go ahead. And so the leader, 9 or less. 2. So the leader's fine. So that's good. The disrupted, let's start with this infantry platoon here, is a 6. And they got a 10. So disrupted plus a demoralized goes to demoralized. So this guy is demoralized. This HMG is a 7 or less. 2. So he just stays disrupted. Another disrupted marker. So he stays disrupted and not demoralized. I know, I'm blowing this all up. This truck, again, 7 or less. Got a 7. Good to go there. So they stay disrupted. Now we have this infantry, which is demoralized. So that's minus 1, 7. So that's a 6. So, demoralized and so he's already demoralized. He'd be disrupted, so he's still demoralized. So that's nothing there. And the truck is a 7. It went down to a 6. So they just stay demoralized. But they add the reduced unit onto the demoralized side. If they got another demoralized, they would have lost steps, or in this case, units. But in this case, it is not. Okay, so that will mark these guys as move fired. And now it's back to Slovaks, who are going to activate this guy right here, the Stutnik is going to just move here adjacent. Oh, he didn't. He should have used that for that one. But anyways, we've got quite a bit probably going in there to take care of that one. Now, the Soviets. Okay, so this leader is up in value. He could spot for this one. Yeah, he's going to bomb again, bombard this one right here. He's going to use his spot for that one. So again, we're rolling on the 10 column. And, oh, wait, there's 3 or more units in there. So it's +1. So that other one, yeah, we're fine there. So that'll be the 12 on the 12. An 11 on the 12 is an M1. This is not going to be good. Okay. Okay, so we'll start with the Porosik 9, so he needs an 8 or less. Gets a 10, so he's finally disrupted. The HMG 6 or less gets a 4, so the HMG is still good. The truck again 10. Yep. So he is demoralized now. So he'll be demoralized. Now for the demoralized units. So it's 6. So it's 5 or less. 6. So he just stays demoralized. 9. He will take a hit. Reduction. And the truck is a 4, so the truck just stays demoralized, and these guys are demoralized as well. Well, what's interesting about this is this truck and then this one. Wait, let's do this way. So the leader is actually disrupted. The HMG is the only thing that did not disrupt. There we go. So they are all move fired. Okay, and this one is now move fired as well. I don't have much left on the the Slovak side because it's the Slovak turn here. And we have these. So with a movement rate of 7, can go 9 hexes. Okay. Oh, and clear. Oh, hold on. It's clear terrain, so it's 1.5. Yeah, it's 1.5. That's what I thought. Okay, so 1.5. So 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, and I can't go any farther. So they are moved and fired as well. That's all the Slovaks. Now, let's take a look and see what we got. Man, getting rid of that anti-tank gun was huge. Absolutely huge. for them. Now, is there anything the Soviets want to do? They're kind of happy with their setup right now. Other than I think what we'll do is we'll move this guy back here. So he's moved, fired. What's underneath here? That's just, yeah, we're fine there. I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with everything with Slovaks. So that is the end of the turn. Crazy. So the Slovaks did some damage. They helped with their tanks and took out their artillery, took out an anti-tank gun or mortar. That's a mountain. Yeah, it's like a howitzer anti-tank gun. So that one's gone. So that's crazy. He took out that one. And he could have used it because it was a bombardment. So he could have used it this turn to do more damage. Now, this stack really took some damage here with that. Although I do think the end is near for these units here. Unless they get to activate first, and then they can move out of the way. So we're going to go through here, and I'm going to get all these removed. So right now, the way it looks, the Soviets have lost one step, while the Slovaks have not lost any. Or actually, they have lost steps. They've lost 2 steps. Yep. So they lost 2 steps. Because these guys, no, they didn't lose steps yet. They were just going to go through here. The nice thing is the Stutnik could activate this unit right here and bring him in later on next turn. So we'll have to see what happens on that one. So, end of turn 3, we are on to the 1045, which is turn 4. And really interesting to see how things go. With that, I'll talk to everybody later.